it's Julia Jordan, your favorite real estate agent in beautiful, rainy Houston, Texas. Good morning, happy Monday. Coming to you with a quick one for a commission because I had a 1 hour phone call with a friend this morning that considers selling, and she's like, I'm wondering, may I ask you? And I'm like, you may ask me all your questions. So it went, of course, about commissions and the most recent lawsuit that is, by the way, not over. And to be super clear, this is a lawsuit about transparency, that agents have to be transparent. And the good thing is for us in Keller Williams, not much is changing because we always have been very transparent about what the buyer pays, what the seller pays, and how to find a good agreement and to create win-win situations. Let's just assume, and she talked about more expensive properties, and I said, okay, let's assume you need heart surgery, God forbid, but would you go with the best of the best, or would you start negotiating the best doctor down and say, hey, can you do it for half? Probably you would not, because you know certain times in life you better go for quality. There are a lot of people, they ask on Facebook for an affordable but of course the very best divorce attorney. Well, some things might not go together because the best attorney will not do it for a discount. By the way, in real estate there have always been discount agents, and there will be. And also the agents that are not considering themselves discount agents, you need to ask them what they charge for their service. Everything is negotiable and always has been negotiable. The only thing that is changing is that it will be more transparent, and that is a good thing for the consumer. The downside, what this whole discussion brings with it, is that some sellers and some buyers believe they're better off or they're saving a pretty penny when they go unrepresented. What they could have done all the time. So there are statistics of for sale by owners on Zillow, how much they are losing. I believe it is 14 or 17% or so. NAR has a statistic about that actually. And those are real numbers, what properties are selling, how long it takes to sell, what liability the sellers exposing themselves to. And also buyers could always decide to go unrepresented. But who holds the negotiation power and the knowledge? For example, a heart surgeon, you can say, hey, this is just maybe a very basic heart surgery. I go with a cheap guy. He gives me a flat fee for $2,000. He does heart surgery. Well, good for you. If you have an issue all of a sudden with your lungs, my dad was actually in a heart surgery, and midway his lungs gave up. His whole body collapsed. Guess what? The doctors got him back after a long 10 or 15 minutes of trying to reanimate him. After that, was he not glad that he had some professionals there at the table? Because the surgery was not even about that organ that failed. And honestly, that I don't want to make it dramatic, but it is. I would say estimated 70-80% of transaction have some kind of an issue on it, where it actually needs a good agent. Step in, do the right thing, call everybody out to do the right thing, so that we do see the closing table in the best interest of the buyer and of the seller as well. Our job is to hold it all together, and we are the experts. And like the heart surgeon, after doing this for a while, you have certain skills. Let's say the doctor in the old days, he arrived with his bag with all the equipment to help his patients. And real estate is not so different, because honestly, when we arrive at the scene, to stay with the word or with the picture, we do not know which tools we have to pull out and to use. And it could not be more variety out of the tricks we pull out of the hat to make it work. Not tricks to trick someone, but tricks to help the transactions, tools we are needing to make it work. Because if the buyer is not winning, or the seller is not winning, or most recently the buyer's agent was not winning anymore because he already gave everything to his buyer, new fridge and new appliances, and then all of a sudden the seller had the idea, let's reach into the buyer's agent pocket. Well, the buyer's agent at this point did not earn anything anymore and advised the client, it is maybe not meant to be, let's just move on. So much knowledge that you have to think in everybody's head, and if we do not create a win-win situation, we simply will not have a transaction. And right now the conversation in the media and even sometimes with agents online, is that we're taking advantage. Someone wants to take advantage of the other side. The thing is, no one out there is usually stupid. It doesn't work. The buyer does not want to get taken advantage of, and the seller neither. So it is good to have the negotiators present and help every party to be reasonable and make it a good transaction. Yeah, so that is my 2 cents on that. And if you don't want to go with heart surgery with the example, you could also say, let's say you need veneers, your teeth look like crap, and you need to do something about your mouth, and you get an estimate, your whole mouth is $20,000, and then you find someone who does it for $500. Would you do it? Would they do something to your mouth? Probably. Do you like the result? Do you want to go for it? Do you have issues later on? Probably. So sometimes you do have to pay for quality, and that's what will happen in real estate. I personally believe that, and I actually do get my very own money ready right now as we speak, because I do believe this whole discussion will get the greedy people out, but greedy people usually never win. They just have a big mouth, and then they put their money where their mouth is, and then they're losing out, like Zillow wanted to be an investor and all those funny things. And then later they figure out, oh, actually it needs a little bit more skill than what we thought to make it happen. So there will be probably a bunch of transactions coming on the market of all those discount agents that say, oh, I throw you on the MLS for $1,000 or $5,000 or I don't know what. And they don't know what they're doing. So they will be overpricing, underpricing. They don't know how to negotiate. And guess who will be taking advantage of that situation, of those opportunities coming up? Me and my clients represented by me. When we see an opportunity, guess what? They are represented. Everybody is an adult here. They can all pick their representation, but there will be buyers that take advantage of opportunities and will snatch up some listings that are represented by agents that do not know what they're doing. When I go under contract or we have an offer on the table that looks like my clients want to execute, you know what I do? I look them up on Track and I see what track record do they have. Are they educated? Are they 20 years in business, but they only have 1 transaction a year? Guess what? They're not up to speed like I am. Or are they better than I am? They're an agent for 8 years maybe, but they have 50 transactions and they sell the listings and they help their buyers, and I see how they move the transaction. I'm looking them up on HAR. The public can do that. Do you know how to do that? No, I can teach you how to do that. It's very easy. So you see which kind of agents you are up to. And what will also be interesting in the future, all the commissions will be transparent. So now all of a sudden we know, is there a discount agent on the other side or not? And that is how they got that client basically. And that is also saying a whole lot about the buyer or the seller. Are they going for cheap, cheap, cheap? Yeah, there's a certain strategy and personality behind. Or are they going for quality? That will be a different negotiation strategy during the transaction with that agent. So those things will be more transparent, and I personally love it. I believe when the market shifts and changes, and boy did we had our shifts and changes the last 2, 3, 4 years with COVID, and now we have an election, and now we have the commission discussions, and all of these things are shaking up the market. And I talked to several top agents or agents that I looked up to and said, wow, one day I want to be like him. One day I want to be like her. And they're like, you know what? I'm getting older. I'm not renewing my license. All this nonsense, what is going on there? There is no market share for me. And I'm like, oof, well, I am ready to pick up all of your guys' market share, because I watched already 2 hours this morning. I was already on my morning mastermind call to see what are other agents thinking about this market. I already negotiated a transaction. I already prepared for another listing appointment later today at 1:30. And then I already prepared another listing that will go active this week. We already done a lot of things to help our buyers, our sellers. And I am just as ready to pick it up to help you. And my strength and my worst side is the same thing. I will speak very clearly to you. When you're my buyer or you're my seller, I will share all my knowledge. I am super, super loyal with my clients. I expect the same in return. When I say yes to you, you say yes to me. And for the time of being, we are a dream team, okay? There is nothing that separates us. We need to be on one page. And if we are not, I let go of you I have no issues with ending an agreement if the trust is not there from my side to you or from your side to me. Usually it is other way around, but either can happen, and then we are just not made a match in heaven. I had a transaction recently. The client was determined to have a miserable transaction and made it fall apart, and I'm like, you know what, I'm not committed to misery on the level you are. I think I'm not your agent. There are a million agents out there that want to do it the way you want to do it. I like to do things ethically and create a happy ending for everybody. Not that we give something away, but make it successful and move things forward and do exactly how we said we're gonna do. So that's my strength, that's my downfall, but so far so good, has paid my bills pretty well. And I am not worried about the future. Like a top heart surgeon, once you trained your skill and you know what you're doing and you know how to shift with the market, or in heart surgery things go wrong and you know how to save the day. Not that you always can save the day. Some people die on the table, and some, as sad as it is, sometimes the house did pop back on the market and we couldn't hold it under contract. Then we list it again, we sold it once, we will sell it again, and we have to start from scratch, and that is fine too. Usually we don't have anyone die, thanks God, in the transaction. I recently had it though. Ask me for that story. We still closed. That was a wild one. So that was my word to Monday. Little update on the rates. The Fed said, by the way, we will not lower 5 times. Then we changed our mind to 3 times. We will also not anymore lower the rates 3 times. We will only lower it once, and it will be toward the end of the year. So if you are waiting for rates to fall, you can also just give up on that and move forward and buy your dream house right now. I can help you with that. We have down payment assistant. We have buy down your rate. We have amazing new home builders that give you good offers. Will you get it for 3%? No. Will you get it for 50% of the value currently? No. If you wait for the market to crash, this might not happen, because sellers are not desperate. They do not have to sell. If you wait for times where both cuts in half, interest rate will be cut in half and the property value will be cut in half, this might not happen during this lifetime. I prefer to do business this side of the grass while I'm still walking the earth. I'm not waiting for the miracle. That is the market right now. You should be moving forward. It's always a good time to buy your dream home and stop paying rent, because on rent you have zero appreciation. But in real estate, at least you lock in your monthly payment for the mortgage and start paying off into your own pocket. So at one point you stop paying and you only pay for taxes, HOA, and all of those things, which are also rolled in your rent. So you pay it this way or that way. You will pay either way. I prefer to own my property, so no one can boss me around. If I have a pit bull or if I paint my walls purple, I can decide all of that on my own, because I'm a big girl and I feel like I should be old enough to do so. And if you want to sell real estate, I am selling right now 2 of my own rentals, because I do believe in the market, and properties that are priced professionally, they're still moving and we're selling them successfully. And I do what I just said earlier. I'm putting some money back in my piggy bank, selling 2 rentals that I had a turnover anyways. So let's sell those 2 puppies, put the money in my piggy bank, and then when opportunity may or may not strike, I am ready to pick up. And that's what you should be doing too. If you consider buying this year or selling this year, right now is the right time to get ready. You don't want to get ready in June and then be list ready mid-July. What strategy is that? Everybody already needed to move during summer vacation. The early birds, the people that are serious about buying, they are prepared already now or the next 4 or 8 weeks. It's literally happening right now. So if you want to sell to the top people, get ready right now. Those are very serious buyers, very serious sellers. And then next thing, of course, pick an agent that you trust. If it's not me because I'm too much in your face, I totally get it. If you love me because I'm so much in your face and I will not nonsense you around. If we are in trouble, I will tell you, watch out, we're in trouble, buckle your seatbelt, I will get you through. And if I tell you we are probably good, everything looks well, and we're proceeding, probably everything will be well. I will always be straightforward with you. My biggest strength is that, and it's my worst downside as well. Some people just don't like it. They like the southern way, and the good thing is we have a lot of southern agents and very few German chicks that do real estate next level. If you want to buy or sell, let me know. I would be honored to give you all my advice and help you through the transaction. 832-444-4923. Let's have a quick evaluation call if we like each other or not, if I want to help you and you want to work with me, and then match made in heaven, and then I will make you successful as much as I can help at any price point. I do any price from totally deteriorated property to luxury. I do all the areas from Lake Livingston down to Galveston, and from Baytown all the way past Katy. So I'm not very picky when it comes to price point. I'm not very picky when it comes to location. I sell everywhere all over Houston area, and I would love to help you. You guys make it a wonderful week, and happy Monday to you. Bye-bye.